Before assembling the terrarium, I carefully smooth all the cut edges of the glass using fine grit sandpaper. This removes any sharp edges and makes the glass safer and easier to handle during assembly. Once the glass edges are smooth, it's time to put everything together. I apply a continuous bead of aquarium-safe silicone along the edges. Then, carefully position and join the glass panels. I make sure everything is properly aligned before leaving the silicone to cure completely. After assembling the tank, I used the same aquarium label stickers that came with the glass to hold the panels firmly in place. Masking tapes works as well. This keeps everything aligned and supported while the silicone cures completely.
The next day.
After 24 hours, the silicone had cured enough to remove the supporting tapes. I then carefully trimmed away the excess silicone on the outside using a sharp blade, giving the tank a clean and finished look. I found the perfect piece of driftwood to create the layout that I had envisioned for this setup. Finding the right piece was important because recreating this shape myself would have been quite a challenge. I had to get a little creative to arrange the driftwood exactly the way I had envisioned. I used pieces of tree bark, secured directly to the glass with silicone to hold the driftwood in place. I also created a support for the background mud wall, positioning and securing the bark at the point where I wanted the substrate slope to begin. This helped prevent the background from sliding down and gave the layout a depth I was looking for. I ground aqua soil into a fine powder and mixed it into a paste. It is important to build a proper foundation. I started with a layer of hydrostone or leca, which acts as a drainage layer. Since the closed terrarium has no drainage holes, this space allows excess water to collect away from the substrate and helps prevent the roots from sitting in soggy substrate. I added a mesh barrier. This separates the drainage layer from the substrate while still allowing excess water to pass through. Then I added a layer of activated carbon. This helps absorb impurities and unwanted odors, keeping the terrarium environment cleaner and fresher. These layers may not be visible in the finished terrarium, but they play an important role in maintaining a healthy and stable ecosystem. I used a custom mix of substrate for this build that consists of coco coir, wood chips, aqua soil, sphagnum moss, activated carbon, and perlite. Each ingredient serves a purpose. Coco coir provides a lightweight base. Wood chips and sphagnum moss add organic material and moisture retention, while aqua soil provides nutrients. Perlite helps improve aeration and drainage, and the activated carbon helps keep the substrate fresh. Together, this creates a light, airy, and moisture retention substrate that provides a healthy environment for the plants and the micro ecosystem. Now comes one of my favorite parts, selecting the plants. I choose a combination of plants with different textures, colors, and growth patterns to create a natural looking miniature landscape. I also made sure to select species that can thrive in the humid environment of a closed terrarium. I carefully placed each plant according to its size, shape, and growth pattern, making sure every plant complements the overall design. I also positioned taller plants toward the back and smaller ones toward the front to create depth and a more natural, layered look. Finally, it's time to introduce the cleanup crew, isopods and springtails. These tiny creatures play an important role in maintaining a healthy terrarium ecosystem. Springtails help break down mold and decaying organic matter, while isopods feed on decaying plant material and help recycle nutrients back into the substrate. Together, they help keep the terrarium cleaner, reduce waste, and support a natural nutrient cycle. They may be tiny, but they play a big role in keeping this little ecosystem balanced. And with that, our little ecosystem is complete. But this is just the beginning. The real beauty is watching it grow, change, and come alive over time. Remember, creating something beautiful doesn't always require a big space or expensive materials. Sometimes all it takes is a little patience, creativity, and love for nature. Please wait. If you like this build, please hit that like button and consider subscribing for more aquascaping, terrariums, and nature-inspired projects. I'm Rifki, signing off from Rifshy RnS, where nature comes alive. Thanks so much for watching. Until next time, take care and God bless.
Assalamu alaikum wa alaikum assalam. Assalamu alaikum wa alaikum assalam. Assalamu alaikum is the best salam. Assalamu alaikum is the best salam.